Kate, this is for you. Look at how cool it is! Oh, the rainbow's gone. There was a rainbow out there. But... Here it comes. Should probably shut my window. Whoa, you can actually like see the rain. Matthew, this is some trippy shit. You can see the rain.
What?
You can like, I know you can see rain
Holy
normally.
Shit.
But you can actually see the individual droplets like falling out of the sky.
They're that fast that they're making noise.
No, it's the sunlight like reflecting off.
At my end, you can't even see the dark clouds. It's like all orange.
Oh, you should have seen it before. Before the rain came over, there was a rainbow out there and there was like big fat cloud and then just sunshine
Fire.
over there.
P-H-A-T?
Fire. Now there's a weird hole in the sky. Whoa, that looks cool. If you're not familiar with Robert Llewellyn's Fully Charged show, he put up a new episode today featuring a musician named Andre Lewis, who is in fact blind. I found it interesting about how they talked about the dangers of electric cars towards blind people, and I actually tweeted him and Bobby, and I was just like, this is really informative because I didn't know these sorts of things about both electric cars and the blind, and how it could be a possible danger depending on what, you know, sorts of brands, and how to overcome those sorts of dangers. So I tweeted him and Andre actually retweeted me back, and it was so interesting because I was talking to my dad about it and he said that there was something about screen reader or something like that, where it would read it out to them and they could communicate via voice or something, which is really interesting. So, and he fell in love with him when he made a Red Dwarf reference in the middle of the show. I was like, oh my god. That's another exciting concept to think of too, because obviously being blind, he wouldn't be able to see it, but he would be able to listen to it through audio, which is like, I wouldn't be able to comprehend how blind people would pick up, you know, comedic cues that are mostly in comedy and that sort of basis, reliant on visual cues. So it would be interesting to hear that sort of thing if he ever talked about that sort of stuff. I think Bobby should definitely interview him about that.
What the hell am I looking at? Ah, that is creepy as fuck.
Imagine some kid getting his head stuck in the mouth.
What the hell am I even looking at?
We don't trust people.
Even the giraffe's cold.
What's with this one?
Girl me! Girl me! I just got back from my first bit of work that I've had all year. Though I was disappointed that I had to cancel my volunteer job for tonight. I was supposed to be doing ushering for Swan Lake, which is a Russian Imperial Ballet production that I really wanted to do just because it was my first time in the actual theatre. But Dad thought that it was a better idea for me to go do this work. It was a 5-hour thing from 4 till 9:30, even though I finished at 8:30. It just didn't turn out like I thought it was going to. Basically, it was an hour outside of town. Just the thought of being an hour away from not necessarily security, just knowing it's harder for me to relax and do something, especially if it's a job. If I back out of wanting to do it, then I have to wait a whole hour. And that was something that was making me really, really anxious because I didn't know these people. I've never even met any of them. And it was a wedding catering job. Obviously applied for a thing to, you know, wait on tables, maybe make drinks, as in like tea and coffee and stuff. But when I walked into the kitchen, which was really just a small room about 3 meters by 2 meters, maybe 5, anywhere from 5 to 3 meters long and 2 meters wide, with a bunch of foldable tables and one plug-in burner. Everything was just a mess. There was no sanitary guidelines to what they were doing. One of the first jobs that I was supposed to do was to cut up food, and I didn't even get told to wear gloves until I had to touch something that had sauce on it. First off, I am a very particular person when it comes to food preparation. If it's not done correctly, then it's a hazard. I thought my first job was the worst thing ever. But the last 5 hours was complete hell. I had to excuse myself at least 3 times because I broke down in tears. I hated being there. Even people at the wedding were saying to me, "You look like you don't want to be here." If it wasn't for the fact that I needed to keep going because I knew my dad was somewhere else and it would take him an hour to get here when I knew he would be here when it ended, I would have just left. If I had my own car, I would have left. Everything that I want to say just feels like I'm incriminating people, and I don't really want to, but that's just how I feel. And literally it just made me feel like crap that this is all I could get from my life. Was like, I've been trying for so long to get a job, and this was the best that I could do. The top of the night was I was supposed to put something into the oven, which was really just a barbecue. I was supposed to close the lid on it, and previously I tried to open up the thing to put something in, which I'm not even supposed to do anyway. I was supposed to be waiting tables, not making the food. Yeah, I went to go close the lid and it was incredibly heavy, and I dropped the lid on my finger. And I'm not sure if you can tell, it's fairly little for the actual injury, but that little mark there, the swelling has gone down a fair bit, but that little mark there is actually a blister from where I burnt my hand on the lid. And I didn't tell anyone because it wasn't like they had a first aid kit or anything around. They didn't even have the decency to clean up after themselves properly. I'm not gonna do any more work with those people. Once I get my pay for that, I'm gonna say, no, I'm not doing any more work for you. I just wasted all that time and all my energy and all my emotions trying to make that night good for those people who were getting married. And I even got injured from it, so it really wasn't worth it. I wish I just stayed volunteering for tonight. What is it about Sundays that just makes me want to sleep all day? I think it's from last night just being totally exhausting. I do have a couple of things that I need to do. I need to finish the fan fiction. I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. Like, it's done. It's just, as in the next chapter's done. It's done. I just have to finish the last 2 sentences. That's how bad at procrastination I am. I've got 2 sentences to go before I can publish the next chapter, and I haven't done it. What was the other thing I had to do? Oh, finish the blooper reel. I haven't actually put it all together. I'm just getting the clips and downloading things from Io's part because I didn't download everything of Io's. And then put it together and slap some funny music on it and then send it out. But I'm more worried about the fanfiction than the blooper reel, mainly because, you know, the blooper reel is just an extra video. In the last few days or so that I've been really tired, I think it's because I'm exercising more and I've tried to change my diet more. Obviously last week I kind of went out on a splurge with my food, as in my pocket money, and I felt really bad about it. So this week I told my dad to buy me like a share pack of little chocolates, and I have like 1 or 2 of those a day. Totally fine, it wouldn't do anything to me because my body would just burn it off. I took away all my favourite foods basically, and today I don't have muesli bars until tomorrow. I'm also thinking of changing my muesli bars. The problem with that is that I don't really like any other muesli bars besides the chocolate ones. I think there are a few brands that are healthy muesli bars that have like chocolate bits in them. Could also ask my dad to help me make different things like the banana bread that we have, which is paleo and it has dark chocolate in it. It's probably my favourite thing that he's ever made. The good thing about my sorry, it's State of Origin's on, so everyone in the neighbourhood is watching it. As I was saying, I like how my hair is styled, so, as in my fringe, so that if I get sick of the front fringe, it's actually in a good styling at the moment. I trimmed it again the other day because it's gotten too long. Even though it is straight across, it's just weird long bits and short bits, and it is straight. I swear I lined it up. If I don't like it, I can just sweep it, and I actually like it like that. I like it like that. Yes. Is that how that song goes? I really don't know. I've just been through my Facebook and oh my god, what the hell was I on? I was looking all the way back into like 2009 stuff, 2010 stuff, looking at old pictures. I have some old pictures of when me and Patrick first started dating at Logan's Christmas party thing, and my god. All of us have changed except Patrick really didn't change all that much, besides the fact that he got a little bit taller. He obviously grew a little bit more because, you know, he was, how old was he then? He was 13 when that photo got taken, and obviously he's 18 now. Wow. Obviously he got braces, that's about the only thing, but I don't know if I can insert picture. Yeah. If you looked at me from that picture, I look completely different than I did at, 13, 14. I was so self-conscious when I was younger. Like, I hated my hair because it was just this weird length. I had crooked teeth. Of course, I'm not an attractive person, overall. But if you compare pictures from then to now, I'm just like, damn! This week on What the Hell is Kate and Rebecca Doing? I posted so I could put a mustache on him. Mustache. Lads, we are talking live. It's alive. I'm going to attempt to cut my hair short again, so it's going to rest actually on my collarbone. Wish me luck. Ta-da! Do you like it? It's short. Definitely feels weird not being able to pull like an extra 6 centimeters down onto my chest. But yeah, one thing I'm a little bit apprehensive about is the length of my layers on top still. Hello! Now my hair is a little bit mushroomy at the front, but it's definitely gone into full bob. The name's Bobby. Bobby Cut. Not intending to get brunette Holly. It just came out this way. I could straighten it, but you know what? Nah. Can you hear the cicadas? I can hear the birds. I was just running around singing Hairspray. If you're a redhead, a blonde to brunette, woo, then take my advice. Might just get... That's the second time I've sung that song on a vlog. I want to keep this window open because it is hot. But I don't know, because the last time I kept my window open, bugs came in, and I don't want bugs in my room again. I've been having troubles with my laptop. The YUHJKMN keys aren't working properly. And if they don't fix, it's like an Asus laptop problem. Like a lot of laptops have apparently had the same problem. Updated it, I've restarted it, it's just not working. I may have to go get it fixed, which would suck so bad. I've only had it for 2 months and it's already messing up. That is just poor. I just uploaded the 6th chapter of Missing Software. It's called Alert Alert. Just for a warning, the next chapter is... I I don't know how I'm going to write it, but I don't think it's going to be PG. Yeah, I've never written anything like that, like a normal fan fiction. I haven't even written fan fiction before, so I really don't know how I'm going to write that sort of stuff. I'm going to have to consult a few of my fan fiction writing friends and say, I don't know how to write the diddly times. I'm calling it the diddlies. I kind of expected it a lot earlier, but Danny just tweeted me and it was just like, how do you do that poem thing? And I was just like, well, I did put it in the original tweet, but I'm just going to put the link again. And then you go to here, and then you choose about 3 poems, and then you put a username, and then all the stuff, and then there's this website where you can put in a Twitter username. What it does is it takes all the information from that user, and it turns it into a poem using their tweets. And I sent Danny his one, and also Robert his one. I created that, and I tweeted it to him. He's like, wow, that's really cool. I was just like, I know. Yeah, totally. And then he asked me, like, I don't know, I swear 5 hours later, I think, how I did it. So I just told him again, obviously, but I did originally tell him in the original tweet. My brother calls me a pineapple because I'm sweet on the inside and spiky on the outside. But now I truly am a pineapple.